For the delay. I'm here today to give you a brief summary of what's happening with PENNDOT as far as our projects, our TIP, and our major projects in the area, and looking at the future, a little ways out into the future of PENNDOT and what we're looking at, some of our major challenges. This right here is we had a meeting, a DE meeting last week and a half ago, and we had the FHWA representative, and she gave us some information about what was obligated so far in funding-wise as far as the states. And Pennsylvania, as you see here, they're 27 in percentage of ERA funds obligated. That means the funds are already grabbed from the federal legislative act and held in place for those projects. This right here is, we're fifth in the total amount of funds obligated. Pennsylvania received $1.026 billion in ERA funds, and as of May 21st, we've let statewide 118 of those projects out of 242 ERA projects statewide. PENNDOT, and that came up to $468 million. On a national level, $11.3 billion were obligated so far out of the $26 billion for transportation, for highways. And the projects totaled 3,305 projects on a national level. Our ERA projects in this region here in the 5-county area, we have 22 stimulus projects in the Philadelphia region. We've got a total of funding of $257.7 million. Our goal was to obligate these dollars, federal dollars, by the end of July, which we're on track to do. And how we selected projects, I know we got a lot of criticism for selecting some of the projects we did. We tried to pick the projects with that made sense with such a tight deadline. Some of them were large. They had to be uncomplicated. That means that we didn't have to go out and get a lot of environmental permits, a lot of utility relocations, a lot of right-of-way acquisitions. They had to be very simple, non-complex projects. And that's why we selected the projects we did. And it varies in transportation improvements from the ADA curb cut ramps, which the counties have one, to preservation projects in a few of the counties, to some local projects, to some highway resurfacing in Philadelphia County, and also a couple of large bridge projects, and a reconstruction project on the Blue Route. And our total project cost of our projects are $319 million. 257 of that, it comes from that legislation. 67 or $57 million actually comes from state funds, and that's for the I-476 RDC project, which goes from I-76 up to the Turnpike. These are our projects in Montgomery County that were selected and that we're working on, and some of them were letter ready and started. The US 422 PM1 project, that's from Route 29 to Warriors Ford interchange. It's pavement preservation, bridge repairs. We were supposed to start yesterday, but because of the rain, they actually started today. I don't know if it was on the news today, they had a little news release about it. So that project started. Our ADA project in Montgomery County, $1.2 million. We selected various state routes. We tried to limit it to major traffic routes. We're going to start that in mid-June. It actually started with some of the design processes, a design build, where they go out and actually look at each intersection and see what's needed and design for that intersection, what curb cut ramps and what sidewalk is needed. I-476 RDC, that's one of the large projects. That's a $90 million project. And that's pavement reconstruction and bridge repairs. And it's going to be led in July. And like I said, there's $33 million of the ERA funds in that project. The rest of it is 100% state funds from the Act 44. The next one is I-76, new interchange ramps at Henderson Road, South Gulf Road, $14.5 million. It's going to be led in August. And Flowertown Erdenheim Streetscape project, that's $403,000, let May 21st. It'll probably start sometime late June or early July. And what we're doing is we're using an accelerated timeline from project advertisement to actually giving them notice to proceed and starting the project. Normally on a regular project, our whole process takes about 109 days from advertisement to notice to proceed to actually when work begins. On our accelerated timeline, what we're doing is we cut it down to, if we really want to accelerate it, we cut it down to 54 days. We advertise it for 21 days, we award it in 8 days, we give them those to proceed in 10 days, and work begins in 15 days, but that depends upon the contractor whether or not they're ready to start. So we did do some things as far as trying to deliver projects earlier and a lot quicker. The rest of the projects in the region, there are 17 additional stimulus projects distributed throughout the Philadelphia region. You can see right there, Bucks County has 4 projects, Chester County has 4, Delaware County 5, Philadelphia County 4. 8 projects we've led today so far that I went over. It's $57 million. The employment impacts are 771 jobs. All right. The way they get that, it was data information from FHWA, where it includes supported and induced and also direct positions. Direct positions are those construction employment jobs that are actually on the site, on providing the direct inputs such as paving, and the supporting our industries that provide inputs to the construction industry as far as equipment. Example, a steel producer that produces sheet steel for guide rail. That would be a supporting position or a job. Induced employment, what they mean by that is all jobs supported by consumer expenditures from the result of the construction projects. So whenever you hear this is how many jobs these projects impacted or came about, they're using this type of formula. I know they're going in and reviewing and updating this information. They should have something out within the next 2 months or so on how this is going to affect the actual number of jobs or the impacts. Bucks County's jobs is they have an ADA curb ramp job. They also have an ITS I-95 project. It's an intelligent transportation system where we're going to be putting in fiber, conduit fiber, cameras, traffic detectors, and large message boards. That's helped to prevent and also manage congestion in the area. They also have a local job on Steubenville Road. That's a traffic safety improvement. And also they have a Traffic Group 1 and Woodhaven Road ITS project along with that. Chester County has the ADA curb ramp. They also has Chester Valley Trail, which is part of the our projects. Traffic Group 30 improvements, that's the exit and bypass. We're going to be doing a preservation job on that. And also the State Street Bridge, a removal of the abutments, that's in Parksburg. Delaware County has ADA ramp project, and Brookhaven, they have their own curb ramp project down in Delaware County. They also have a traffic signal upgrade project in Brookhaven, and I-95 ITS project, which will go from the Delaware state line or Pennsylvania line at the Delaware state line all the way up to the Gerard Point Bridge. Philadelphia has an ADA curb ramp project, citywide resurfacing, Gerard Point Bridge. That's one of our projects. It's a large project which will involve painting the bridge, doing some structural steel work, and putting a latex overlay on the Gerard Point Bridge. And I believe that project is estimated at $66 million. And they also have a Center City resurfacing. So that basically covers the projects, all the RR projects in this district.